be fun to sit down and have a bit of a Q&A today about my upcoming through hike of the Appalachian Trail. I've gotten some questions on Instagram as well as in previous comments that I just wanted to take some time to go through. I will not be answering why the Appalachian Trail, why I'm through hiking, all those why questions, because I did that in last week's video. So if you want to go check that out, I will link it somewhere up here. And today we're going to get into a bit of the different questions that my answers might change as I hike the trail. Obviously, you can tell from the view out my window, I am not in the US right now. I am actually in Belgium, prepping for an upcoming trip that you will see videos for in the next few weeks. But today, let's get into the Appalachian Trail.
Hi, my name is Megan. Join me as we explore new places together, hike some trails, and enjoy this adventure outdoors.
My first question that I have been getting a lot of is, when is your start date and why that start date? And I plan on starting the second week of March. I did not always plan on starting in March. I was actually kind of hoping for a later start date because I don't necessarily love cold weather hiking. But with the time frame in which I am hoping to finish, as well as the time that I'm going to need to be getting off trail, I think that a March start date makes a bit more sense for me and just the timing of it all, so that I don't feel rushed. I feel good about that decision ultimately, even though it means packing a bit more layers at the beginning, but I'm set pretty much now on the second weekend of March, so the 8th or 9th. And I know I've gotten a couple comments saying not to release your start date because then people will know based on your videos where you are and all of that. And I've thought a lot about that, and I get that, but pretty soon after I start, I'm going to have to get off trail, and I won't be releasing any videos until April. So April is when you're going to see the first videos come out from the Appalachian Trail, but I'm hoping by saying my start date approximation, one, I know it's just an approximation, and two, I'm hoping to connect with some fellow thru hikers. I'll also be starting with a couple friends, which is really exciting as well, and if they want to be on my video, I will be sharing our experience with that. Another question I've gotten is, what job do you work to be able to do this? And that's a great question. It's something I used to wonder a lot about people who were thru hiking. I chatted in my last video how most people I know who've done the trail have done it right after college, kind of in a gap year. But I actually stepped down from an administrative job. I think it's been a little over a year now at this point. And currently I work full-time as a house sitter and pet sitter, and I also freelance a lot for several different gigs without getting too much into them. And I substitute teach. So all of those jobs that I currently work allow me to build my own schedule, which is really, really nice. Now with some of the jobs, I will have to coordinate as far as being able to take that much time off, and part of that is the reason why I'll need to be getting off trail a bit. But if you really want to make the Appalachian Trail work, you can make it work. As I mentioned as well, I've sold my house so that I don't have that commitment anymore. But it's, not any job that you work, it's going to be difficult whether or not you quit your job or try to take a huge chunk of time off. 6 months, 5-6 months is a long time to be saving up for. So that's the job that I work. That's how it's going to work for me. But I get that that is one of the most challenging things to plan a thru hike. Another question I have been getting a lot of is, can I send you care packages on your hike? Or can I send you resupply boxes? Or how can I support you on your hike? And first of all, thank you so much for asking. That means the world to me that you are wanting to support my hike. I don't at this point plan on sending any resupply boxes ahead of time. Now I know that I might need to order shoes or order specific gear items to have sent to me. while I'm out on the trail, and I'm prepared to do that in the moment. So I don't anticipate sending myself boxes. That being said, if you want to send one or two and you're a close friend, we can chat and coordinate with that. But I'm basically trying to limit the amount of on-trail coordination and rushing to a post office before they close. It's different if I'm going to stay at a hostel and I can send it there. But I want to kind of avoid the hustle and bustle that comes with having a resupply box in a certain location. But if you want to support my hike, again, thank you so much. You are already doing so by watching this video and this channel and by subscribing and liking and commenting. But if you want to go a step above and beyond, I did create a Buy Me a Coffee page, which I will start linking in my videos down in the description box. That will be a way that anything I make on that, I will be using towards my town stays, whether that's a resupply or eating a meal in town or staying at a hostel or a hotel. So again, thank you so much for asking that question. It means the world that you would like to support me on my thru hiking endeavor. The next question that I have is, what are you most afraid of, or what are you most nervous about your hike? And I did not really prepare answers to these questions beforehand. So off the cuff, I kind of have two answers with this. One of them being, I mentioned this in my last video, but I had a sprained foot about 2 months ago at this point, and I'm just like worried about injury, honestly. It's something that you can't predict. It's something you can prevent by doing stretching and all of that, but you just can't plan for injury. So I'm a little nervous about that and just hope that that's not what would take me off trail and that I can have just a smooth hike. But on a kind of more funny note, I've realized through adventure racing that I sometimes get a little scared of the dark when I'm out in the woods by myself. So I don't really anticipate camping alone too much, but yeah, that's a fun fact about me, that I'm still scared of the dark in my 30s. Next question, what is your base weight? At this point, I do not know what my starting weight will be because it will have a lot of winter clothes. My base weight when I'm hiking in the summer is usually around like 18, sometimes 20 pounds. So I anticipate it'll be somewhere around there, maybe a little bit more. I'm not like an ultralight hiker by any means. I bring what keeps me comfortable, I wear what keeps me comfortable, and I err on the side of comfort a bit more than light. And again, as I said, my answers could change as I thru hike the trail. Maybe as I'm on day like 100, I value not comfort so much. Maybe I value the lightness of the pack on my back. The next question is, have you read A Walk in the Woods by Bill Bryson? That is one of my favorite books. I have read that book. I think it's also a movie, and I might have watched the movie. It was a good book. I don't know how realistic it is of the Appalachian Trail as far as being like an actual experience that everyone has, but it was a good read. I'll give it that. Next question, are you excited? Yes, I am excited. I don't always articulate emotion like super well sometimes in my videos, but I am excited about thru hiking the trail. It's also so far away and so soon, both at the same time, that I feel like there's a lot to do and yet not much to do at the same time. So it's a weird feeling. Okay, next question. Will you be doing daily or weekly vlogs? Loved your Altavia 1 videos. Hope to see more like that. Thank you so much. I'm glad you loved the Altavia 1 videos. I do not know quite yet which one I'll be doing. I talked about this a little bit in my last video under the why I'm vlogging section, but I am leaning more towards daily vlogs at this point because I feel like it will be easier to edit. No matter what I do, it's going to be a lot of work, but I do think that daily vlogs I can commit to kind of editing when I get in my tent at night, and hopefully that won't take me more than like 30 minutes to get that together. It'll be a lot more thumbnails, so that can be sometimes almost more like consuming than editing an actual video, making a thumbnail. But I'm leaning more towards daily at this point. And I've got 2 more questions here. Will you do a gear video? Maybe. I'll definitely do one after the trail. I might do one before the trail. I did make a what to pack when hut to hut hiking video, and what I'll be bringing is kind of similar to that, plus like a sleep system and food. So maybe I'll make a gear video when it comes closer to actually leaving, but I can't give you a yes or no as of now. And the last one I did save for last because if you're a guy, you might not want to hear this info, but it's from a fellow thru hiker. They said, how do you deal with your period on trail? Fellow thru hiker here. Great question. I hate getting my period on trail. First off, it tends to be a little lighter, which is nice, but I use pads generally when I'm hiking just so that I don't have to deal with a tampon. I know a lot of people use like a Diva cup. I just cannot get around cleaning it, like boiling it with the same water in my cook pot. Ugh, no thank you. But I use pads and a like baby wipe and then just pack all of that out. Yeah, it adds a lot of extra weight, but it's a personal preference and cleanliness thing for me. So I will bring a separate bag, usually like a Ziploc inside of like a doggy poop bag or just like a grocery bag, so that I don't have to look at it and so other people don't have to look at it, and so that it's separate from my food waste or just like general trash. That way if I have it pulled out at like dinner time, that it's all my period stuff is somewhere far away. So I will, change my pad a couple times a day maybe, and especially when it's hot, like it's really annoying. It's just something you have to deal with as a female. And then I'll use like a little baby wipe just to clean up the area, and then all of that gets packed out, brought to town, and thrown away. And that's what I do. I try to keep it as simple as possible, but it is just an extra hassle that we have to deal with as females. That was all the questions that I will have a chance to get to today. Thank you so much for asking them and for leaving them in the comments or in my Instagram DMs. If you have a different question that I didn't get to, feel free to drop it down in the comments below. If you have any feedback or if there are any other types of videos before I get going on the AT that you would like to see from me, also feel free to drop those down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys all in future videos. If you would like to follow my journey on trail, it would mean so much to me. You can go ahead and subscribe to the channel and be sure to press that bell icon so that you do not miss a video. As always, thank you again for watching and happy trails. See you in the next video.